What shall you do with divinity?
So it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the godwork. A new divine rose, a true heir to the Seven, more powerful than ever, and united Rivellon in its battle against the Void. All across the realm, she was loved, worshipped, and adored. Humans, lizards, elves, and dwarves all rallied to her banner. The great allegiance stood once more, but the war continued. From the depths of the void, the God King still sought to return. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the god woke and claimed divinity. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine. I cling now to the dream that one day the veil will be sealed, that one day I can be freed, that one day a new God woken will rise.
Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. A god, no less.
He smiles at you fondly as he takes you by the...
You've done us proud. You saved the world, didn't you? We all knew only one of us could walk away with... I'm glad it was you. Home, if you don't mind. After all, I've dragons to raise. There... I do so long to see my palace again. To sit all day and perfect above all, I long to be with Sadher. Oh, but remember how when we first met, I took you by the... Not some... Now, if you were still, what say you? Well, only the best for the Red Prince. Surely you must really...
Malady stand...
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me, but why state the obvious? Get an eyeful, Your Holiness. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time.
She turns to you.
Look at you. Magnificent. Actually, I've never looked back except for one small...
She fingers the mask, covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way, and sacrificed much. Soon, I'd like to have a little chat about something new, but I believe that can wait. Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same. Oh, I don't know, around and about. Treat myself to some mead, a lover or 300. I'd say we've earned it. And when the time comes, Your Holiness.
You confronted your demons, not that your story is finished, of course. Your divinity shines upon all who walk Rivellon. As a matter of fact, Source makes for an excellent ally in matters of a demonic nature. Not only can voids, whether you are clever enough of a divine to keep Damien's disciples confined to Nemesis, I can't say. But I think we'll know soon enough. And now that I am clear of mind and free of intruders, I'm wondering, once I've come to a conclusion, until we meet again.
The flaming hatchling... It takes you a moment to realize the egg you've been carrying has hatched at long last. Beast Spirit smiles as you approach.
Here the wild beast just sails on the ocean. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. Off on the yawn, you hear the commotion. He's docked in the bay and coming your... Your cupboard can't hide you, nor can your...
He pauses, then continues to...
I've never been fond of what the Divine stands for, but I must say, it's rather exciting to say I've been up close and personal with one. Who knows? But a girl needs some reform my way.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. Her mouth...
Something to remember.
You're the new Divine. That's so cool. What's it like? Neat. There's also the matter of my payment for all the stuff I've done for you.
He taps his fingers and mouths silently while he counts, until...
1,300,000 dozen and 50 gold pieces. Now pay up. Oh yeah? What's that?
Han ponders your...
You got it. Everybody better watch out. Han'll get you if you come too close. But you better believe the bill for that will be a doozy.
Well, if it isn't the new Divine gracing me with her presence. That is the question, isn't it? How does one top the greatest feat of... No, of course you wouldn't. I intend to seek them out. This Gustafjan seems to... I thought the new
Tarquin smirked.
I didn't come all this way to show deference. Some friendly advice. All who rise are capable of falling. Gods, the Divine, anyone. Remember where you came from. The love.
I was hoping you'd come find us again. I've never known a god.
She gives you a long, assessing look, but makes no immediate comment.
Really?
She paces around you like...
Well, you certainly look the same. But there's something in the air around. Don't you feel it? Maybe you should give it a bit of time. I imagine it takes almighty power a little while to settle in.
She looks around at...
Whatever I like,
She puts a hand like...
we have shared times both. I have no doubt.
Fane is reading a volume. His eyes stay fixed on the book as you approach. Fane looks up.
Fascinating. The power of my people. The power of the Veil. All in one beautiful mortal shell. Who could have imagined? I don't know what to say. I am so...
The skeleton looks back to the book. You can...
I can't help thinking that I could have saved them. That I could have done something. You could have saved them, but you didn't. You made... Don't misunderstand. And that doesn't mean I cannot mourn them, though. They deserve that much.
The skeleton hefts Hubert's dog-eared inside.
I've been rereading this book. It's shit.
Fane tosses the...
If you have spent your life staring at a thing, you creatures have spent your lives trudging about this world, and you've grown simply that to take otters or octopuses? Regardless, the world is filled with absolutely Do you know? There is the idea. I suppose we are all source, but my people were source too. Although we didn't know it at the time. And our source helped create... In a way, I was walking alongside the best version of them. In you, I found a home better than the one...
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as if I will always be. I am at the ready.
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, just as it always did. The sails flutter in the wind, just as they always will. And yet, something is different. You are different. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another chapter begins. War raged on. Arx remained the center of power as the races united behind the Divine. But the Voidwoken attacks continued as they did elsewhere. Arx would see many more long years of war. The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new Divine Alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the God King. The Empire used the war to expand its territory. Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven Kingdom fought for the Divine, and her loyalty was unquestionable. Many fine and courageous dwarves did their people great honor, in battle and in death. With Lucian gone, the elves reluctantly rejoined the Divine Alliance. Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new Divine. And on the integrity of the elven Godwoken who did not ascend. And here and there, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new Divine. Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx battled on. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. Almira and Mihaili settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her. With a new Divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally, but she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the Wizard served the new Divine with honor, wisdom, and an at times unnerving feline elegance. The undead priestess Gratiana remained in her sanctuary, happy to wait for the war to pass. She was troubled only by the silence of her goddess. Changed by his experience with the Godwoken, Mordus proved a useful tool in the fight against the Void. The Alliance quickly learned to keep him away from ordinary soldiers for the sake of morale. Jehan the Demon Hunter never stopped hunting for demons. Sahala sought to strengthen the Elven alliance with the new Divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new Divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. Fane travelled Rivellon, notebook in hand, recording the wonders he discovered. He kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals, hoping to find the wife he had lost. He's still looking. Sabine wandered the world. She became a household name, famed the realm over as a travelling hero, celebrated wherever she went. Enjoying life to the fullest, she was truly and finally free. On his return to the Empire, the Red Prince was hailed a hero. He married Sada, and they had many more dragons. Soon, the prince became the Emperor. Faced with dragons, the Void did not gain the upper hand in the Empire. And then there was you. And you, Losa Divine, what did you do with your power? What kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Did you wish you had surrendered the power that runs through your veins and sealed the veil? Did you kill all your demons? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.